Good evening, guys. Very good evening, all. Okay. So, just to just emphasize on one aspect that why is there a need of this session? Fairly straightforward. I think I've checked a few students mock taking style or few students this reaction to the question and not response to the question. I think have unnecessarily been into habit of just reacting to the question that has been there. And what do you call this? A dire need of understanding that solving a question is different from solving a test. Right. So if I have done that, I think with the on the basis of that, along with something on the line of increment in the score is due now. We have solved more than 5-7 mocks. You have solved the take-home mocks as well and the sectional test in the previous year some papers. So I think this is we have entered into the September as well. September, October, and November, only 3 months are there. So I think this calls for a session on how exactly quant thing works. So fairly clearly, we are straightforward with the verbal ability. I think we have solved. I don't say that we have solved strategy session as long as the verbal ability is concerned, but how to solve an RC, we already have a strategy session on how to choose an RC. So I doubt it is going to be difficult there. Yes, on Parajumble, I know one open session is due on Parajumble, one on summary, one on the odd sentences. I totally agree with that. So I'll probably try to incorporate that in this month. This LRDI is also done. If I go forward, LRDI session is also done. I think some of the sets are there which I would like you to, I would like to solve in front of you just to pass on the idea that how exactly a thought process of LRDI is developed. And the third thing, yes, at least the first session of quant strategy, quant question selection is due now. So that's the idea. So today we are going to see this one in the next session, that is on Friday. I'll be applying this all strategies to choose a question. You will realize that how easy or how it's not difficult to score beyond 30 or even beyond 35 at the existing level of preparation. It is just that you have to choose a right ball to score. That's how it happens. No, the Jasprit Bumrah also has full toss sometimes. He also has this. Dale Steyn can also have full toss, and there are batsmen who can score squares on him. So yes, that is the logic, I think. So let us jump into this. My agenda, guys, is fairly simple. Whenever I start taking the test, I start guiding students for the test. My agenda is always this, that is on the screen. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Right. So I have made some changes. This is the statement mentioned in the US Constitution, and there is a brilliant movie on this as well, The Pursuit of Happiness. But my agenda is a slightly different. That is this: life, liberty, and the pursuit of target. Right. So everything that we are going to do today and the day after tomorrow is in the pursuit of target. So simply speaking, what is that target? How do you set it depending on your existing preparation? Depending on what percentile do you want to score? Depending on what is your this agenda through this whatever in a B school agenda, you let's say are applying for tests. So you might not be wanting to be really strong as long as quant is concerned. So all these things factored in, but you must have a target. It cannot happen that chalo test dekhte hain, whatever happens. It cannot happen that way. This is not a stroll. So that's why I had to keep this slide, that the first thing has to be clear that everything is there, keeping an agenda, keeping a target in mind, right? This is not the session that I'm taking just because I'm free on one fine evening. Mina sir is free and let's decide ke chalo session lete hain. It's not that. All the sessions have got a pretty good thought process behind that. What exactly are we supposed to deliver and what do we want to achieve after it? And I'm pretty sure all the sessions in one or the other way have ended up giving you one advantage over the other, right? So this one, the target, pursuit of the target, that has to be kept in mind. Now, what exactly I mean by this, I'll be sharing it in a while. Okay. So two agendas, two sessions, that is today's session and the Friday session. I wanted to combine both of them, but what happened is in that case they would have ended up getting in 4-hour session or at least 3.5-hour session. So I doubt that much of a time I can get at a stretch. So I think I have divided them into 2-1. So today probably a lot of theory and a small examples, and the next session on Friday will be a purely practical one, right? So what is the agenda for session 1? So problems students are facing so far, I have divided problem into 3 major parts. I'll be sharing that in a while. Then solution to those problems. I think very practical solution, not very difficult solution from the perspective of the students, and actionable intelligence. So what exactly are you supposed to do? So problem, solution, and what you can do about it, right? For me, solution probably could be different. For you, solution has to be actionable. So that's why I have done it. Yes, before jumping into this, I have one fairly clear assumption that you guys have already watched the strategy session of quant. Vinayak sir has discussed in detail about how quant selection happens. We are going to see the next part of that, or probably some build up on that, right? And the idea of second session is slight revision of the strategies that we are discussing today, and the applying the learnings to the question of CAT 20 question paper. Okay, quant paper of this CAT 20. So let's jump into that. First of all, the problem faced so far by the students, I've divided them into 3 categories. Number 1 is selection. Now I see whenever I analyze a SIMCAT of any student, I think I'm going to officially launch that plan where I'm going to sit with a group of 3 students, maximum 3, minimum it has to be 2. So either 2 or 3 students, I'll be sitting with them. I'll be analyzing the entire mock with them, getting into the details. So that plan has not been official yet. I've been doing that thing on unofficial basis so far. So I'll be officiating it, I think next week onwards, right? So whenever I see students juggle up with unnecessary questions, when they know before starting that this question is not going to give them any advantage. It's like getting into unnecessary affair where the eventual result is going to be rejection, and you will end up feeling disheartened and जिंदगी में कुछ नहीं रखा है, ठुकरा के मेरा प्यार मेरा इम्तिहान देखेंगे. That kind of angle probably ends up coming into it. So that's very bad scenario. Whatever that movie is wonderful, eventually that guy ends up becoming an IAS officer, but in real life that will have to be close to what reality is. So you end up selecting a question which clearly does not say that I am solvable question from your perspective, from the student's perspective. No, I am solvable question. Take me, solve me. No, it doesn't say that. It simply say that I am there. Whenever you are free from the other question, you come to me. But we don't do that. What I think one of the major problem I end up seeing from the perspective of the student is that they are not even able to reach to the last question. And I'm pretty sure in the last 5 questions, there are approximately 2 questions you could easily solve. They are not able to reach to the last problem. Reason is fairly simple. We are going this sequence wise. I'll do justice to the first question. I'll do justice to the second question. I'll do justice to the third question. Justice in this, and I'll try to solve this first question. Not happening. I'm spending 1.5 minutes. यार ये लग नहीं रहा है. To the next question. Again spending 1.5 minutes. नहीं solve हो रहा है. Next question. Again 1.5 minutes. थोड़ा बहुत solve हुआ. Closely reaching to the answer. Marking anything and then moving to the next one. Again थोड़ा सा try किया. By the time you're reaching to 4th or 5th question, you're totally what do you call? Totally devastated by this. You have already solved verbal ability, RC. Your mind has got some pain from that. You have already spent good amount of time, good amount of energy in solving the ILR section. You're doing the same logic for quant. That is bad thing. So solving sequentially is probably one of the things I would address here. It's not the case that we have to solve it sequentially, guys. You can easily avoid the question. This is not the college examination where I think in few of the colleges, at least in my college or school, we had the rule that we have to write answers one by one. So I can't have this, I'm solving first question first, then I'm solving fourth question. I find these two easy, then I'll come to the third question, then I'll solve fifth question. It was not allowed. We have to, we had to write first, second, third, and fourth and fifth sequential questions. That was school or college. Right now, we are in CAT, so it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to ask you which question did you attempt, right? So in selection, the first problem is, why does this happen? We are not at all clear about ABC. I'm going to give you one example. My background thought behind that, the familiarity, the option availability, the complexity of the language, complexity of the solution, visualization of the solution process, all these things, yes, we are going to factor in, but it has to come naturally now. I think we have solved sufficient tests. So we should be in a position where we are solving these kind of, we are applying this kind of strategy naturally. And why is it not happening? I'll share you, I'll share that thing with you now. So let's say what is ABC? I'm assuming that we are fairly clear about ABC. I give you the first question. We read it in 30 seconds, right? That logic is 20 to 30 seconds. Yes. So a trader sells 10 liters of a mixture of paints A and B, where the amount of B in the mixture does not exceed that of A. So does not exceed, simply speaking, when it say does not exceed, I probably end up making them equal. A lot of questions, if you solve, you would end up seeing it this way. We are not going to solve this problem, guys. Listen to my logic really carefully and then jump to whatever you want to do with the problem. The cost of paint A is 8 more than B. If the trader sells the entire mixture 264, makes the profit of 10%. Now, at the highest possible cost of paint P in rupees per liter is. Now, we have read the entire problem. This looks like a fairly straightforward problem of allocations and mixture, right? The difference of the prices is 8. There are options given. I can take the options. I can take the other option. 264 is given, which is 10% higher. So 240 dikhna chahiye udhar. 240 is the total cost, and that is of 10 liters. So average price should be observed to 24. All these observations should flow in your mind, right? So if they are not flowing, that means we have not solved problems properly. And why am I emphasizing on this problem? Because by any standard you take, whether you are a commerce grad or an engineering grad or a mathematics student or anything for that matter, this problem would fall in category A. I don't want to have any, you can have a debate with me on this. Probably I'll end up convincing Mr. Bill Gates as well on this, that this is problem, this is level A problem. Level A simply means not to be missed at any cost, right? The second problem, we end up reading in a circle with center O and the radius 1 centimeter, an arc AB makes an angle 60 degrees at O. Let R be the region bounded by radii OA and OB, an arc AB. If C and D are the points OA, OB, that's OC is equal to OD, and area of triangle OCD is half of that of R, then the length of OC in centimeters. Now, first of all, there is no figure given. I might have to sit there, draw the figure, multiple angles, arc, angle, then radii, then two isosceles triangle, then angle is also given. So the area is given, they are equal. We are supposed to find out the OC length. Not so standard question. Probably I will be missing this question. I'll be keeping it in. I'll be keeping this one in for B or probably C. But still, out of these two, any student should choose question A. If you are not able to do that, you are doing injustice to your preparation. At this stage, you should be very comfortable with A, slightly less comfortable with B. This question number 2, that's okay. But the comfort level of the first question is always more than this. And the third one, what is given? This how many numbers with 2 or more digits can be found with the digits 1 to 9, so that in every such number, each digit is used at most once and digits appear in the ascending order. So now what will happen in this case, guys? I'm going to take the questions later on, so do not flood the chat box as of now. It is, your query is going to be missed. You know how I take the session, so I don't need to repeat that. Yes. Okay. So the first, second, and third. Now you might disagree with me on the second and third. Sir, I might choose the third question as B, or I might choose the second question as B, or third one looks more like permutation combination question, so I'm already weak with that, so I'll probably leave that question. I'll try second question, but I'm definitely going to solve the first question. So let us let us ensure we are fairly clear about the ABC analysis. And in this, I'm just taking one example to show you that this question is a must solve. Come what may. It's not that I have categorically taken 3 questions where this one looks difficult or these two, this one looks easy. This is naturally easy question. Naturally easy question means anybody should be able to solve it in probably this around 2 minutes maximum. Whatever you are trying, you should be able to solve it in maximum 2 minutes. In fact, even if you're checking all the 4 options, you should be able to solve it in 2 minutes, right? So that is the logic I think we should be able to apply. So A, B, or C, that analysis should be fairly clear in your mind. Now, if somebody, those who do not have access to this video, I think you should be upgrading your account at IMS, whatever is your account. If you have taken only the test series, I think you should have the access to the strategy sessions at least, because they are brilliantly designed. I'm pretty sure after taking that into consideration and applying to the regular test for 4 or 5 tests, I'm pretty sure you will be able to get good result out of it. Okay. Right now, so this is the first thing that I want to ensure. I want to highlight that this is the problem. अब इसके चक्कर में क्या होगा? Very clear indication is that because you have seen first, second, and third problem, due to these 2 things, these 2 looks difficult. Sir, this is pi का power 1/2 and by 4, and पता नहीं यहाँ क्या दिया हुआ है, angle दिया हुआ है. I'm not that comfortable with geometry, and there are multiple angles to it. Area of triangle, area of arc, area of whatnot, I don't know. This one is permutation combination, all the more bad. No. So what do I do? Due to you have worry about these problems, you end up doing this wrong. So that logic is supposed to be extremely clear now. I'm not going to do this problem. I'm definitely going to do this problem. That clear indication by now should have happened, because we have already had the advanced level of mentoring. We have individual mentoring, group mentoring, everything is done. Now I think you should be fairly clear about this ABC. If not, take a day off, work on this, and then come back to the practice. Second thing, a lot of students would end up answering, end up asking this question, okay, sir, I am पहले क्वेश्चन लगता है कि हो जाएगा. I think I can solve a problem. The moment I jump to it, I go into it, and then it's like, it's like a rabbit hole, and I keep on getting into it. I'm not able to come back, and उसमें से कुछ निकलता नहीं है. There are 3 minutes wasted, and I can't do stuff with that question. Why does that happen? That simply is the problem of knowledge gap or skill gap. That means either it's like कि चलो करके देखते हैं, कुछ तो निकल जाएगा. It is not a game of कुछ तो निकल जाएगा, right? You have to be dead sure about, okay, I'm going to solve this problem. I'm going to utilize solve this problem. I'm not going to solve this problem. That clarity has to be obtained by now, has to be acquired by now. If not, you will have to sit and find out what is your knowledge gap and what is your skill gap. So just for an example, if I show you another 3 problems, right? So, if I read the first one, let fx be minimum of 2x square or 52 minus fx, where x is any positive real number, then the maximum possible value of this. Now, those who are very comfortable with algebra would say, sir, this question could be solved by either drawing a graph and a line, or probably comparing these two. I have solved this problem quite, this is all the questions that I've taken together are actual CAT questions. So I've solved this kind of problem in IMS material so many times that this is, fairly easy question. I know that I can solve it. I have solved it. So that is what I mean by there is no knowledge gap. You have seen that question, you know how to work with it, you have probably solved it twice or thrice. There are another complication that you can find out, and then you can solve it. Brilliant. If and only if that is where I say knowledge gap is zero. If you are thinking, let's say for example, the second question, let x, y, z be the three positive real numbers in a geometric progression. Now, this geometric progression, sir, I have solved the entire topic of this, what do you call, this sequence and series. Sir, आपने टॉपिक लिया था, बड़े अच्छे से पढ़ाया था, आपने मजा आ गया था, I could understand everything. Now, और मैंने 10-12 क्वेश्चन भी सॉल्व किया. I think I can jump to that. Stop. Read. What is given? Progression such that x is less than y is less than z. If 5x, 16y, and 12z are in arithmetic progression, then the common ratio of the geometric progression is. Now that guy has factored in the arithmetic progression as well. This is the combination of that. Now my suggestion is that this problem cannot be A. Cannot be A. So out of these three, if you have to solve, I'll come to that. The third one is the A problem there. But anyway, I'm not on the third one. I'm taking this one. This problem cannot be A because I know I have solved geometric progression. Yes. I have solved arithmetic progression. Yes. Have I seen this kind of question? And can I, just visualize the steps? Probably what I can visualize is 5x, 16y, and 12z are in arithmetic progression. So 16y ka double is equal to 5x plus 12z. So x, y, z are three positive number. And this, so isme kya hoga? Isme kitna gap aayega? I am not able to visualize after that. I can, but I'm thinking from the perspective of a student. I am not able to visualize. So I will have to keep this question for the second round or even third round. कि मुझे geometric progression solve करना आता है, arithmetic progression solve करना आता है, but इनके combination में I think I'll end up making mistake. You might be tempted to take अच्छा 1636 option दिए. I think I will be able to do it. This question is hardly of this option. Option will be coming into picture little later on. So this thought process, if not developed in 20, is not done in 20 seconds, maximum 20 seconds after reading and doing this, no. This question has to go to B or C. So let's not be emotional now. So far, I think I have emphasized a lot on this. That few areas are supposed to be under control. You should know exactly, arithmetic, algebra, and geometry are must. But what I'm saying right now, I'm assuming that all the areas are under control now, or at least these top three areas are under control. After that, the question selection totally depends on the level of the question and not the area. Right, that's what I'm trying to pass. The third one, 74 students in a class studies at least one of the three subjects, one of the biggest problems solved, at least one of the three. That means everybody is falling in those circles. 10 students study all three, brilliant, one of the problems solved. Why 20 study H and E, brilliant, but not P. Again, every student who studies P also studies H or E or both. That means there is no single P wala angle, again solved. If the problem, if the number of students studying H equals this that studying E, then the number of students studying H. Fairly simple question. I think if you have solved IMS material, as long as the set theory is concerned, you would be fairly thinking, okay, this is exactly what we have solved multiple times in the practice exercise 1, 2, and to a certain extent class exercise. There is nothing new, no surprise in that. Everything is straightforward. Yes. So out of ABC, the knowledge gap is least in the third question. Least in the third question. Knowledge gap is probably not so much in the second question, but there is a skill gap because I don't think I have solved so many questions like that. And probably the first question, those students who are repelling this algebra thing, module 2 per se, we have got this one as the knowledge gap and the skill gap. हमने ऐसे क्वेश्चन को देखा भी नहीं है बहुत सारे बार और उसको सॉल्व भी नहीं किया है बहुत सारे बार. So probably that is going to be high on knowledge gap and skill gap. So when you do the analysis, if you don't know that as of now, you are not doing proper analysis of the SIMCAT. So if you do the analysis of SIMCAT, each and every damn question taking up, अच्छा इसमें कहाँ गड़बड़ किया था मैंने. If you remember the SIMCAT का analysis session I told you that you are supposed to make slightly clear this rough sheet so that you can come back and check, अच्छा मैंने यहाँ गलती किया था, okay, this was the step I missed. So that realization with one question, aha moment, if not happening, that means we have to step up our analysis process. So this knowledge gap and skill gap is supposed to be the second thing that we are supposed to take care. ठीक, so selection में these two things are going to create a problem. ठीक है, solution for them I'll come to that later. Accuracy, I've seen one very interesting this data that those students who are attempting all the 26 questions would also have approximately 50%. I'm talking about the average student, somebody who is attempting 18 questions, 10 correct, 8 wrong, or 9 correct, 9 wrong. Somebody who is attempting 7, 3 correct, 4 wrong, or 4 correct, 3 wrong. So the accuracy is somehow, more or less is around 50, 60, 70, 50 or 60%. Guys, one very important thing, unless you are improving the accuracy, it is going to be a difficult deal for us to score substantial marks, right? The first thing has to be taking care of accuracy. Right? Accuracy means if you have chosen a question, if you are spending time with that, if you're thinking about that, if you're sitting with the question for a while, it has to give you points, it has to give you marks. So first one, अगर मैंने decide किया है कि मुझे ये question time spend करना है, that is the selection, then the question has to give you marks. So if it is happening कि sir मैं as Sanjay has asked a question that seems easy, but अगर मैं जाते हूँ तो उसमें 2 मिनट या उससे ज्यादा टाइम लग रहा है, then there is this selection process. If a question is going to take more than 3 minutes and 4 minutes, and then you're sitting there struggling with it, that means we have to work on the first step. Assuming that the first step is clear, then the second point comes of the accuracy. What is that? This is the reason, this table is the reason I'm very bullish on accuracy. So in fact, on the exaggeration points, I have said this thing to a lot of students that you attempt one question and get it correct, and let's talk about the accuracy then. Okay. In all the 40 minutes, you attempt one question, get that correct. You will choose only one question, get that correct, and then let's talk about the accuracy. Because one question, if you're attempting 1, it has to be correct. If you're attempting 10, they have to be correct. If you're attempting 18, they have to be correct. My logic is always that so this table, observe this table, these two tables rather. What is that? If I attempt 5, get 50% accuracy. Now I'm taking the 50% ka table jo maine banaya, that is this 5 ka aadha 2.5. So I'm being conservative and I'm saying 2 correct. Not 2.5 correct, I'm saying 2 correct. If you have 90% accuracy, then you will get 11 ka point. Keep on going beyond this. This table starts from here. Table starts from here. This is CAT 20 ka percentile. This CAT 20 ka data by the way, and highly authentic data. So don't worry about the veracity of the data. QA, if you get 16 marks, you have 80 percentile. If you get 29 marks, you have 95%. So the first slide, or rather the second slide, the pursuit of the target. What is my target, sir? I want to score 95 percentile, 29 ka marks. That means you should attempt 11 questions with 90% accuracy. Or you will attempt 16 questions with 70% accuracy. Now tell me one thing, what is easier? Attempting 11 and increasing the accuracy to 90%, or attempting 16 and having the level of accuracy at 70% and increasing the attempt? Now, if your accuracy is not up to the mark or not beyond 80-85%, that simply means there is a problem with selection and this knowledge gap. There is a huge knowledge gap. There is somewhat skill gap. So I doubt improving or jumping from this 11 to 16 is going to be an easy thing. Unless you have this Jai Mata Di wala technique, you're just sitting there, jo bhi samajh mein aa raha, tick lagaya, nahi aaya, theek hai, that's okay, and moving forward. If that is the strategy, probably you will be able to attempt 60. If you're a rational test taker or smart test taker, I doubt that is going to happen. So the first thing you should be taking care of is the accuracy. Start very conservative, start very, brutal. That I'll attempt 5 questions, I'll already get 5 questions correct. I'm talking about the below average student now. If you're already attempting 10 odd questions, getting 8 correct, think about why those 2 questions getting wrong regularly. ठीक है, you take a sectional. How do you do it? You take a sectional of quant. Okay, I want to sit with the plan. I want to get 6 questions correct today. I will attempt 6, I'll get 6 correct. You may want to play slightly riskier shots there. Okay, today your average attempts have been 10. You probably would think, let me try 15 or probably 12 attempts and let me see what happens to the accuracy. You go ahead and do that. So you go ahead and attempt 12 questions, check what is happening to accuracy. Is it जो आपके पहले सही आ रहे थे उसको भी आप गड़बड़ कर रहे हो, क्या कर रहे हो, what is happening? So that way I think you will be able to deal with that. But this accuracy level has to be maintained, guys. Understand? 10 के बाद से ही attempts you are falling in this table, and that a good area of the table. I don't consider this to be the good area of the table. 1885. यहाँ से देखो, only with 10 attempts you are falling in this category. I want to go to 99 percentile. Sir, this what do you call? 43 का score, 17 attempt. I want to score 98 percentile. That's it. 16 attempt. Game over. With 90% accuracy. Even if you have 85% here, that's okay. So I'm extremely bullish on accuracy, guys. If you are not maintaining the accuracy beyond 85%, spend good amount of time with the question, think about them. Why did it go wrong? If you have not solved the learn tab ka question, solving mentally, I think this is high time, or practice tab not solved, high time you start getting into them. This has to be in your mind always, right? So what is the problem? Misreading. I think misreading generally happens with these numbers. Integers, a word, there is a word given, these A and B are integers, or non-negative integers or natural numbers given, or limit of variables given, A cannot be less than 5 or B is always greater than 6, something like that. And I have got 2 distinct solutions or 4 distinct solutions, or how many distinct solutions are there. So you might end up reading these things wrong. This is the general, probably those students who are misreading the question, 9 out of 10 will have this problem. That sir, acha maine integers nahi padha tha. Sir, I did not see the limit of A, or I did not see the limit of B and all that. So that problem is across. So first thing, I remember when in 2000, those are 10 की बात है शायद, 2009 की बात है, I was solving one question. And that moment I was solving a question and I ended up getting that wrong. Probably the term was never or distinct. In दोनों में से कुछ था. A is never this, or A and B have distinct solution. I marked that question, and that day 2009, and today I remember that whenever I'm solving algebra ka question or any question where A and B and variables are given, I take one more step of cautiousness that okay, मुझे यहाँ पे integer ढूंढना है. I probably have to keep on reminding myself, integer ढूंढना है तुझे यहाँ पर. अच्छा B 5 से कम नहीं हो सकता है. B को 5 से बड़ा ही होना है. That I have to remind. That's okay. But at least I'm not going to end up making a mistake of misreading. Let's say these 2 questions I have kept. The smallest integer n for which 4 raised to n is greater than 17 raised to 19. Or probably the second question, let A1, A2, A52 be positive integers. Brilliant. So 1 के बाद वाले integers होंगे. Such that all this, suppose the arithmetic mean is 1 less than the arithmetic mean this, and the largest possible value for A1 is. So this is how I think you will read the question slightly more properly. Okay, yeah, come on. Misreading cannot be the reason of your calculation, right? Misreading and miscalculation cannot be the reason of your mistake. You have to do justice to the question. Spend probably 10 more seconds reading it. That what exactly are we doing? Are we looking for integers or non-integers, or is there a variable ka limit given? B cannot be less than 5, or it has to be greater than 7, or something like that. There has to be a specific focus for that. We are not randomly solving a problem. Okay, let's solve all the possible values of B and then apply the limit to it. Acha integer tha, acha positive integer tha, to -2 nahi ho sakta. Not that. You have to start with that, right? Okay. Then the second, misjudgment. I totally agree with this. A lot of students have got the misjudgment ka problem. Now, how does that happen? The skill gap and the knowledge gap, or probably you ended up selecting a wrong question that is beyond your area, or you have not touched that question so far. You just have observed it once and then you did not do it. But more or less, these 3 are the reason I see that either more complex than you expected, less complex than you expected. Obviously, misjudgment is that you left the question and you couldn't do it. You could have done it and more steps than expected. So आपको लग रहा है, I think there are only 3 concepts there. I know 1, 2, 3, and then suddenly you end up reminding, अच्छा, और 2 चीजें और करनी है. So I think this is more than what I expected. So every question should give you this. Did I apply right judgment to that? Was I correct in leaving this question, or was I correct in accepting this question as my list of the question? Take it. This question, I think this is CAT 2018 question. When I was solving it for the first time, 10 सेकंड के लिए मैंने इसको जजमेंट मिसजज किया था. एक्चुअल कैट में जब मैं लिख रहा था इसको, so I misjudged it कि 1 divided by log of 2 raised to 100 या इसको कैसे करेंगे. But I started doing that. 128 जाएगा तो 7 होगा और 6 पे 64 होगा, तो ये I think 6 और 7 के बीच का आंसर होगा. So 1 divided by 6 or 7. I wrote that in fact. 1 divided by 6 or 7. Then this one, then this one. Then suddenly मुझे 2-3 स्टेप देखा मैंने, अच्छा यार ये ऐसा उल्टा होगा. So you this 1 divided by log of 100 to the base 2 is nothing but log of 2 to the base 100 minus log of 4 to the base 100, and then minus is there, you can divide and multiply, and all that is there. So you might end up seeing a simple question as a more complex one, or the other way around. More complex question as the simpler one. Why? Because so you take a jump there. What is that jump? मैं इसको solve कर लूंगा. ठीक है. It's not this question is not the CAT is not Mission Impossible जिसमें Tom Cruise है and he is jumping everywhere and he is solving the problem. He is going to the buildings and flying out of the planes and whatnot. Everything falls in place if you are Tom Cruise, right? I don't think any one of us are, any one of us. So logic is you have to there visualize the steps. अच्छा मैं पहले ये करूंगा, ये करूंगा, ये करूंगा. अच्छा ये 3 चीजें पूछ रहा है तो मैंने तो इसका तो मुझे आइडिया है. I think I will be solving this question. That conversation, if it is not happening, now conversation I do not mean the loud conversation, the thought process. If not happening, then you should start doing it. So you can probably end up seeing the questions. This second question as well. Observe it really carefully. What is it saying? An infinite geometric progression has the property that this n is greater than 1 if the sum of this is 32, then A5 is. Now you might understand this question is slightly easier than it actually is, right? From the perspective of an average student. What is this, sir? मैंने तो infinite geometric progression का question solve किया है. That is A divided by 1 minus R is the summation till infinite. Brilliant, no problem. This question is different from that, slightly different from that. So you might end up seeing logarithm का question. Another thing, sir, because I generally do not like logarithm, every logarithm question is wrong for me. That's a very stupid way of thinking. I think if you are offered 3 logarithm questions in any test, one is always solvable. And this is, you can go ahead and check last 4 years ka CAT ka paper, you would realize that out of 3 questions offered to you, there is always one that is solvable. Probably other 2 are not, I agree with that. But one is always solvable. You just have to be aware about those 7-8 rules of logarithm. So unnecessarily judging the question based on the area that is coming from, that's wrong. Second one, without visualizing the steps, दोनों problem मैं बता रहा हूँ. मतलब आप easy को difficult समझो, that is also wrong just because it is attributed to a particular area, or you are thinking this because I cannot visualize, but I think I have solved this problem. चलो इस पे तो jump करते हैं. Boss, if you cannot stop and visualize the steps, इसके बाद ये करूँगा, इसके बाद ये करूँगा, इसके बाद ये करूँगा, and I'll get the answer, then you are in trouble. ठीक है, that cannot happen. You can't just go to a question, चलो थोड़ा बहुत उसको कुछ मजाक उसके साथ करके देखते. If is laughing, wonderful. If is not laughing, I'll say just kidding and move on. No, that is not going to happen. So yes, misjudgment का reason ये है. ठीक है. And then miscalculation, exceptionally resented thing from my end. You cannot make calculation mistake at this juncture. Absolutely not. So if not, set your DNS properly. That means your calculation, small things of calculation. The moment I am telling you 2 power 10, तो आपको ऐसा नहीं करना. अच्छा 2 power 10. अच्छा sir 2 power 6 is this 64. Then उसका double 120, then 256, and then 512, and then 1024. That's not right. You have to be fairly, very this instinctual with this. 2 power 10 1024. उसके बाद अगर 2 power 11 2 power 12 I'm okay with you doubling that up, but 2 power 10 this अच्छा 2 power 10 is 1024. अच्छा, that is also 32 का square. Brilliant. So 32 का square is 1024. That thing is not with you. It will reduce unnecessary steps with you guys. I mean, I can give you a lot of examples of how with the proper things. I'll show you the solutions of that and what exactly I want you to remember with that. But with this, I can probably solve 10 questions in a in CAT, any CAT, where the calculation helped you a lot. The reduction of the time happened from 2 minutes to 1.5 minutes just because you knew one calculation, right? So set your DNA properly and avoid the extra step that we have to do. So x square plus 5x is equal to 30. So 30 को इधर लाएंगे तो x square plus 5x minus 30 is equal to 0. All these things are not to be done in test, right? If you're explaining something, that thing to somebody, then okay. समझाने के लिए that is okay. खुद के लिए not okay, right? ठीक. So the third problem is speed problem. Speed problem. I'll tell you how. I'll tell you why. This is probably this week की बात है. This week का बात है. I think 3-4 days back, 2-3 days back, I was taking mentoring of a student, right? And she told me, sir, I am not able to solve questions quickly. I think the conversation was going on this line. Simply, from my data, I opened one random CAT ka paper and I threw this question to her. I would like everybody to read about it, read this and think about it. Okay, so no, I'm not going to solve this problem. I'm just going to give you the way ahead with that. मैंने पूछा उस स्टूडेंट को कि मतलब how will you attempt this problem? See, her approach was not wrong, but not correct either. What I'm saying is it's a purgatory area, right? Purgatory where neither the dead nor the alive people that I think that fell into that gray area. What she did was approximately that was this. I was thinking like this. जिस हिसाब से उसने मुझे एक्सप्लेन किया, I think this was her method. So 60 plus t by 4 is equal to 30 plus t by 2. So this guy, Partha guy, took t time. So इसको 4 घंटे इधर से ज्यादा लगे, उसको आधा पहुंचने में 2 घंटे कम लगे. Cross multiplication, you get t is equal to 8. And इसको टाइम लगेगा 60 divided by 8 plus 4, that is 12. So 5 hours, 5 kilometer per hour का इसका स्पीड, उसको 12 घंटे लगेंगे 5 का स्पीड. Okay, now so that was her natural response. Absolutely nothing wrong with that because we have been trained to do that thing for a while. I think if you have attended my lectures, every 4th statement or out of 7 statement, 1 statement is this, that don't write anything, or this question does not require writing much of the stuff. This is a mental calculation problem. I think I keep on repeating this phrase. That's not my tick. That's exactly what I believe, or rather I know. So what was my method? मैंने उसको बताया, my writing ideal method is this, there's no writing at all. Because the question has got, the structure is there, mental structure is there. Somebody's reaching there, somebody's reaching there. This guy is reaching here, 4 hours का gap, 2 hours का gap. You just take options. Kilometer दिया हुआ है boss, what else do you want? Option is given, kilometers are given. You simply take 60 and start dividing this number and find out the other guy का speed. That's it. That's it. Nothing else to be done. Nothing else. So how I ended up solving this? उसका समझ लो, मैंने सारे ऑप्शन चेक किए. 60 divided by 5 को 12 घंटे लग रहे, आधा पहुंचने में 20 घंटे लगेंगे, राइट? 6 घंटे लगेंगे. पूरा पहुंचने में 12 घंटे लग रहे, आधा पहुंचने में 6 घंटे लगेंगे. इसको 4 घंटे कम लग रहे तो 8 घंटे लगेंगे इसको. तो इसको बीच में पहुंचने के लिए 2 घंटे कम लग रहे. Everything is settling. Immediately 5 is the answer. I am not going to sit and do stupidity with this question. See, some questions need respect. This does not. Respect in the sense more than necessary respect. Right. So that is the problem. If this is not happening, your natural response is to take equations and fill the values and not think about the problem, then this is going to persist. I am pretty sure, ma'am, I'm rather, this is a negative thing. I'm sure about that. Your score will plateau after some time. You will not be able to break that 35 or 32 ka barrier. कि sir, I'm always stuck at this 12 questions. उससे ज़्यादा जा ही नहीं पा रहा हूँ सर मैं, या तो सर मैं 15 जब अटेम्प्ट करता हूँ तो accuracy घट जाता है. All these problems are arising because of this. So speed is this. The reason for the speed lacking is this. We are creating unnecessary equations that actually do not need to be solved. Right. Now, after this much, have I missed any problem? I doubt I have, but let's see if you have any specific kind of problem. Let me incorporate that as well, because the solution maybe we are going to incorporate that. Have I missed any problem? I'll be stopping for 30 more seconds, then I'll be moving to the solutions. Okay, so far I think I've incorporated all the problems. So let's go to the solution aspect. So solutions to the problem faced so far. Okay. Now the questions are the solutions are fairly apparent, fairly obvious. Some of the solution might not be obvious, but I would like to still emphasize all of them. Like this one. First of all, selection. Always apply strategy means I cannot emphasize this enough. I absolutely cannot emphasize this enough. This simply means whenever you sit to write the test, you have to convince this to yourself that, okay, I have thought about the previous test. I did that mistake. I want to improve that. Let me jump to the test. Right. If you're writing the sectional test, this conversation should happen to you. Okay, I think I can solve 8 questions fairly clearly. Let me first find out 8 questions. इस टेस्ट का टारगेट है मेरा 22 मार्क्स को क्रॉस करना. ठीक है, this test का my target is to cross 22 or probably I think my average has been 10 questions attempt, 9 correct, 1 wrong. I think today I want to go to 12 and 11 correct, 1 wrong karna. So let me find out 1 extra question, because in the past this 1 week I have solved algebra rigorously, so I think I don't think I'll be missing the algebra ka question this time. So let me try that. That is exactly what is going to happen. It cannot happen this way that अच्छा मैं बैठा हूँ, दे दो sir test दे दो, let me see what I can do with it. It's not like that. It has to be this, this very interesting. The point is coming to my mind. Suyash Mishra was my student last year, who converted IIM Ahmedabad. The first interview I'm talking about, उसका मैंने पहला interview किया. He was from Varanasi. So I asked him a question that what is this anti-conversion law that is happening in, what is your opinion about that? So he started giving that not so concrete answers. Okay, sir, I'll check that data, I'll check this data, I'll check that data. 2 साल के बाद पता चलेगा. So I was probably a bit furious after the interview. Boss, you are consultant. You're looking to get into an IIM Ahmedabad. I want answer from you. Should I apply that strategy or not? Then in the next interview, he was pretty sure that sir, isko aise karna chahiye, waise karna chahiye. He told me the steps that if I am assigned a consultant to that project, I will do these steps. That is precisely how you are supposed to start thinking. You are assigned a test. You already have sufficient data, sufficient this information to support your argument. What is your argument? Sir, I generally end up attempting 10. I want to go to 12. Okay, now in this test, I want to attempt 12 questions. I want to attempt 13 questions or 15 questions or whatever is your target. Yes, it might change depending on the situation. पता चला कि नहीं यार इसमें तो गेम बज रहा है अपना, बहुत difficult test paper से. So dash paper. So I think probably I'll reduce my attempt. I'll keep it 10, which is my average, but I think I would like to maintain the average here. Right. That is how you would start thinking. It cannot happen that you are simply sitting to write the test without any strategy. It always has to be strategy. Absolutely no problem. So read the question thoroughly, ruthlessly apply ABC analysis. You cannot be emotional about the test, about the question. Sir, I think मैंने function के ना 50-60 question solve किए, so function का भी एक भी question मुझसे नहीं छूटेगा. Boss, who are you? That's very wrong way of thinking. Yes, if it is under my limit, I will solve it. If it is beyond my limit, I will not solve it. What if somebody is coming and telling you, अच्छा तुझे फंक्शन नहीं आता, तूने तो 50 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व किए, आंसर दैट यस नहीं आता, एंड मूव ऑन. ठीक है, वी आर नॉट देयर टू इमोशनली गेट इमोशनली इन्वॉल्व विद द क्वेश्चन कि सर आई थिंक आई हैव सॉल्व्ड अ लॉट मेनी क्वेश्चंस ऑन दिस टॉपिक, आई मस्ट गेट दिस क्वेश्चन करेक्ट. नो, it's not compulsory thing. Remember this, I keep on saying this to my students, that nobody is going to ask you which question did you attempt. Nobody has a damn about it. You have to be getting the score. That's one. And ruthless about it. Absolutely no emotion. I can do this, I cannot do this. Slightly can do it. No, there is no slightly. Either you can do it or you can't do it. Put that aside. Or you have to do it or you don't want to do it. Put that aside. The third one, start getting more areas under control. This will help you out. So if you are somehow thinking, sir, modern maths is something I don't want to do. If you remember, I've already emphasized on set theory as long as modern maths is concerned. So go ahead and jump to set theory like anything. PNC, probability, I think, at least level A or level B question should be solved. If the level C question is there, you can put it aside, but level A, B at least have to be solved. Right. Okay. And check the last part of the arithmetic question always, even though the questions look lengthy, they are usually fairly straightforward. Arithmetic questions are going to be lengthy. Your reading speed is going to play a role, but there's what do you call it? You will end up getting very easy information at the end, which is usually able to solve a problem. Right. Okay. And it should always be you taking the test and not the other way around. Right. I hope you are able to understand what is the other way around. कुछ हो गया sir, पता नहीं, मतलब I was in a trance. The test happened and I was out of the trance and I got अच्छा 30 का स्कोर आ गया, अच्छा 25 ही आया इस बार, सर मेरा तो स्कोर 10 आ गया. It shouldn't happen, right? So it is never that case, right? Okay, so I think this should be taken as a screenshot. This selection wala problem solution is this strategy, sitting there to apply the strategy, nothing else. We are not only sitting there to solve the question, we are sitting there to apply strategy. Whatever strategy you have made, whatever is your analysis of the data that you have already checked. And I assume here that we are sitting there and checking the data every day. Whenever you are solving a test, you are going back, abhi tak ka kya status raha hai, what is my average score, what is the average accuracy, what is this, what is my percentile, all this information is checked regularly. Second thing, accuracy improvement is this last mile problem. I've seen a lot of students doing this. So this is the thought process. I choose a question, wrongly choose a question, even if it's rightly chosen question, I'll come to that later on. Wrongly choose a question. I sit there, I spend 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes doing here and there, उसके साथ कुछ ना कुछ juggling करते करते, then suddenly यार आ नहीं रहा है question, 15 के आसपास लग रहा है आंसर, taking 15 and moving forward. That is what I call the last mile problem. This will always arise when you have chosen wrong problem. If you have chosen the right problem, still some students do that. That gut feeling, question has got 4 steps, they do 2, and they straight away jump to the 4th one and attempt it. Okay, what I say that mentally karo does not mean ke steps kar do, right? Or steps ko aap gut feeling pe leke aa jaओ. Sir, I thought that was the answer. This is a blatant answer students start giving. Sir, मुझे ऐसा लगा ये आंसर है. Boss, क्यों लगा? What is that step? What is the reasoning from here to there? What is the premise? What is the assumption? What is the conclusion? What is the reason that you ended up marking 15 as an answer or 12 as an answer? What is that reason? Then they cannot answer. So I think this question you should ask when you are analyzing the problem. You're sitting there. Why did I end up marking question 15 there? See, even if it is right, I don't care. neither should you. Like, मतलब मैं अपने एनालिसिस से बात करूं, जब मैं एनालिसिस करने के लिए बैठता हूं तो आई डोंट केयर वेदर द क्वेश्चन इज राइट और नॉट. आई एम रादर इन दिस डिबेट. मैं बहुत होता हूं अच्छा मेरा मेथड अच्छा था या जो सामने वाले ने मेथड दिया वो अच्छा था या और कुछ बेटर कर सकते हैं. व्हाट कैन आई डू? आई एम ऑलवेज लुकिंग फॉर दैट. आई एम नॉट हैप्पी विद getting the correct answer. Absolutely not. I am happy, but that's a different ball game altogether. What I'm talking about is, are you able to justify your method, justify your answers? If no, then do the proper analysis, level up your analysis. So last my problem, think and structure the method properly. Pehle se leke last tak you should be able to visualize the steps, then seeing through and not guessing the answer. Last tak jana hai, and then this and spending necessary time with the question. This is very clear. Students read question half-heartedly. थोड़ा बहुत पढ़ा, फिर लगा कि सर ये तो थोड़ा इरिटेट कर रहा है, फिर चलो एक बार फिर से पढ़ लेते. 10 सेकंड यहाँ दिया, फिर से जाके 20 सेकंड यहाँ दिया, फिर से जाके 30 सेकंड उसको दे रहे पढ़ने के लिए. You are just reading question for 50 seconds. That's wrong. Give 30 seconds at the very first moment while reading, 20 seconds while reading it, and then try to visualize what are the steps. Can't do it, move on. ठीक है. Speed, I think these are the must-have skills. I think you should take the screenshot of this. अगर आपको वहां पे बैठ के 18 into 19 लिख के करना पड़ रहा है, so I think थोड़ा सा अभी और ज्यादा काम करने का टाइम है, राइट? और थोड़ा बढ़ाना पड़ेगा, मतलब you can't do that. ठीक है, 5:5 को 625 into 5 करना पड़ रहा है, तो that is wrong. Square still 30, absolutely needed. I'll just give you an example, okay, of that. Fractions and approximation, I don't think I have to emphasize that now. Okay, arithmetic mean is greater than or equal to geometric mean, very frequently used property as long as the inequalities questions are concerned. Perfect square function, that is always greater than 0. Determinant के values से what happens to the roots, that should be then. Maxima, minima, inequalities का और set theory का, it has to be on the top of your tongue. ठीक है. Coordinate geometry का formula, yes, I'm not a man of formula. I think जिनको मैंने coordinate geometry पढ़ाया है उसमें भी I have tried to reduce the number of formulas like anything, purely logic, but there are still few things that you have to remember. Few Pythagorean triplets, brilliant thing to remember. Few identities and logarithmic rules. Even though you do not like logarithm, a lot of students would argue that, sir, I am somehow not comfortable. Okay, be that as it may. Just go ahead and try to work with this 10. I think there are 10 or 11 rules. Just go there and sit with them, plug some numbers and get comfortable with them. Go, take good 2 hours just understanding and working with those 10 rules. You will thank yourself. No, I really mean it. आप इतनी चीजें कर लोगे, you will thank yourself. Just this problem, I think this is also CAT 17 or CAT 18 problem. Let ABCD be a rectangle inscribed in a circle of radius 13. Which one of the following pairs can represent in centimeter the possible length and breadth of ABCD? You can simply see that this is circle, then a rectangle is drawn into it, and the radius is 13. So understand that diagonal will be 26. So we are looking for, and because this is a rectangle, 90 degrees there. So AB square plus BC square is equal to 26 ka square. What is that pair? If I remember the triplet, this Pythagorean triplet of this 12, 5 and 13, my problem is solved. This is the answer. 13 ka 16 or 13 ka 26 or understand diagonal is becoming double. The other two should also become double. D is the answer. Game over. I don't want to spend any more than 40 seconds on this question. And I think you remember one of my suggestions that there should be at least 7 to 8 questions which we have solved in less than 1.5 minutes. That has to be there. So this is, I think, what I consider a very important skill that you should have. Okay, so speed would probably be coming under control due to this. Okay, now, so I think I've given the problem, I've defined the problem, I've defined the solutions to it. Only thing that is needed there is the execution. I'll come to that. First of all, try to solve questions mentally. Now, I do not literally mean कि आपको कुछ भी नहीं लिखना है. What I mean is that if you train your, it's like, you know, experiment. Do this experiment with yourself. Take a list of 10 questions. You have this Learn tab ka access to it, or some questions, some quizzes you have. Take the question, put pen paper as far as possible. Just think about the question. Read a question. अच्छा क्या कर सकते हैं? अच्छा ये कर सकते हैं, ये भी कर सकते हैं, ये भी कर सकते हैं. You will have that aha moment. अच्छा इसका तो ये आंसर होगा because this. ठीक है. If you do this thing for 10 questions, I'm 110% sure that you will at least solve 4 questions without writing any. Yes, I'm not saying all the 10 questions you would be able to do without writing. What I mean to say is that you at least would have this thought process in your mind. Achha, what if I don't use pen and paper? What if I use pen and paper only to write one particular number? अच्छा इसका multiplication 234 है तो let me write 234. अच्छा 234 को क्या करना है? ये करना है, ये करना है. Okay, brilliant. So this is the answer. That probably could be the deal. But still, try this. Zero usage of pen and paper. 10 question, 10 के slot में देखो आप 10 में से कितने कर सकते हो आप? Do that. You know, 4 question I think is a good start. Even if you're falling in the category of 2, I'm okay with that. At least the journey should start. 2 questions. 3 questions, 4 questions, brilliant. If you can go beyond that, excellent. If not, okay, coming back, taking pen and paper and still solving, you will see a drastic difference in your solving time and drastic difference in your thought process. Because we have pen and paper, the first instinct is to take pen and paper and start putting the question on this data on paper and start solving it. Right. So there is a saying in English that if you have hammer in your head, hammer in your hand, every problem starts looking like a nail. So that is what it is. The moment we have pen and paper, we stop thinking, we start writing. So that ideally should not happen. So take this, spend at least half an hour a day doing this every day. First thing in the morning, you're checking 10 questions. How many questions I can solve? Can I solve mentally without writing? If the number keeps on increasing, brilliant. If not, then probably you will, you'll have to work a bit harder. I think we have got sufficient, too much to do this. So I don't think it is going to be a problematic thing. From where you have Learn tab, you have practice ka question, you already have material ka question, you have module 1, 2, 3, 4, no dearth of the question. You have the topic wise test that I keep on sharing. You have the sectional test, you have what not. In fact, to be just extreme, you can take few sectional this way. At least I'll take this challenge. I'll solve 5 questions without writing in this section. Then rest of the question probably I'll start writing. If you keep on taking this challenge, see guys, nobody is going to ask your sectional ka score or mocks ka score in CAT ka admission. So अगर आपको ये लग रहा है that no sir, how can I do this risk? How can I take this risk in writing the sectional? Those are supposed to be that way. They are designed to do this. Right? You're supposed to experiment your methodologies there. That's a net practice. Net practice का score नहीं होता है. Right? Hopefully you are able to understand that. Okay. The second habit I want you to develop is always this. See guys, as of now, be mature enough. Don't be emotional about your solution. But sir, मैं इसको ऐसे करता हूँ. I think one of my students told me this, sir, alligation mixture. मुझे पता है ये question में alligation mixture apply करना है. But still, my natural instinct is to create the equation. इसको x ले लो, इसको y ले लो, and then 5x plus 3y is equal to divided by x plus y is equal to 3.5. So I think that to stop that, you should always see this. Achha, my solution is not better. This is the best solution. There could be overlapping between your solution and the best solution. There could be. I'll show you on Friday's session that what exactly I mean by the technical solution or your solution and the best solution. What actually CAT should be, how actually CAT should be written that. So how do I do this? Fairly simple. Take a question, take your solution, and that's why you will have to maintain at least a good rough sheet for the mocks of the sectional. And when you're solving the topic-wise test or the normal question, you have to write it fairly clearly that you can compare your method and the solution. I remember in one of the mock, I think 6 or 5, 6 or 7 out of these 3, There was a question in data interpretation where Flipkart, not Flipkart, Flipkart का कुछ था जिसमें rating was given and 4.25 को you are supposed to consider 4.25, anything less than 4.2 to 4.25 you are supposed to consider 4.2, and if it goes beyond 4.25 you have to consider it 4.3 and so on. So I think there was such question. That question, the solution could be writing the table and so on, so doing a lot of stuff. My natural action for that question was to take this allegation in mixture. I think I solved one doubt of the student taking allegation in mixture. So was my solution better? Probably yes. Can there be a better solution? I doubt it, but I think we can have a discussion on that. What could be better? What could be done better? So always think this way. अच्छा मैंने इसको ऐसे solve किया था. What is the online method? अच्छा इसमें ऐसे बता रहे. Which one is better? अच्छा I think this requires less time. This requires more time. Achha, can I check it with somebody? And as a mentor, guys, understand, all the mentors will have this, this feeling that when student asks a doubt, कि sir मुझे ये question में doubt है, so we always want to listen, or we always expect that कि अच्छा he has taken few steps and he is asking me कि sir ये step में doubt आया. Even better, I go further. Sir, I solved this question this way. I'm stuck here. I still could get the answer, but is there a better method to solve it? If this kind of doubts are coming, brilliant, I think you're on the right track. So this way of thinking about your solution versus the best solution is wonderful deal. So get into this, sir, but इसमें तो time बहुत लगेगा. So time बचाना नहीं है, पर तो CAT crack करना है, right? So that's the logic. Your solution versus the best solution. If there is a big overlapping, brilliant, you're on a right track. If there is a marginal overlapping, small overlapping, you have to work it out. Don't be emotional. Don't be stick to it. Okay, sir, we used to solve multiplication. Just to give you an example, sir, यहाँ पे 23 into 27 हम तो ऐसे करते थे. यहाँ पे 0 पुट किया, फिर 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4, 7 3s are 21, carry over 2, 7 2s are 14 plus 2, 16 सर ऐसे करते थे हम तो. इससे तो निकल पाना मुश्किल है सर. No, you have to do it this way. You have to consider it other way around. You can't just play with that. There is one very interesting book. What got you here will not get you there. So you have to understand this concept. Aapka solution, is there a best solution, better solution than your solution? Yes, so I'll take that. Right. Okay. And the third thing, no pending material. So this is one of the biggest pain a student will have. Every now and then you wake up in the morning, कि सर अलजेब्रा नहीं हो रहा है. I just check their material tracker file और ask कि बेटा मॉड्यूल 2 में कितना सॉल्व किया है सर, ये बाकी है, वो बाकी है, ये बाकी है, वो बाकी. Then eventually I have to probably take a stern action कि बॉस जब तक आप ये कंप्लीट नहीं करो, I'm not going to talk to you, because that's the first and the last suggestion I'll give at this juncture, right? जो whatever material you have pending, complete that first. Naturally score will improve. Right? It's as simple as that. And just to be little more precise here, Learn tab only for mental calculation practice, maximum 5 days. Whatever questions are pending, just sit there, mentally try to solve that question, mark that, move on. Check what is wrong, what is right. Compare your method, what was your thought process. Okay, move to the next question. Whatever is pending, assuming that most of the stuff is already done, maximum 5 days, complete that. Okay, next one, practice tab, maximum 15 days, complete everything that is there. E-Maximizer workshop, if you have already done with that, you're already done with that, brilliant. If not, 15 days ka target after practice tab, go to Maximizer, or Maximizer then practice tab. 1 month, I think this should be done, including the mocks and everything that is going on. So it's not either or. It's never either or. Okay, sir, either I do Maximizer workshop or I write the mocks. It is both the things simultaneously. These things, it's like you must have observed that net practice happens throughout the match as well. Even if you're playing the match, you also do the net practice, right? So that has to happen. Okay. Sectional and mocks, absolutely no doubt about it. There are other admits as well. You go ahead and write MAT, this Atma ka test. There are simple tests, very good for mental calculation practice. Fast test, 180 minute, 180 question that way. Fast test, you can simply sit there and start writing for the mental calculation practice. You will thank yourself after writing 1 or 2 tests. And yes, topic wise test, absolutely no doubt. I think I'll keep on giving this, right? I think tomorrow as well we have got logarithm ka test, so hopefully you will revise it. we'll see the test. Okay, so take a screenshot of this one. I would like you to follow to this to the T. Okay. What is next? Next is Friday. We will be solving the entire test paper with whatever strategy we have discussed so far. It's not just words, guys. I really mean what I have said for last one and a half hour, right? At least 1 hour 10 minutes, 1 hour 12 minutes, right? I really mean it. I've been following that. I've been asking my students to follow that, and I think so far that has been that has given me good results. So I doubt I have any doubt for that. Okay. So now I think we are clear with the questions. Now you can shoot your questions up if you have any so far. So Sanjay's question, I can see that. So what if the question seems easy, but I know it will take more than 1.5 minutes. So should we solve it in the first go, or should we come back and solve? Sanjay, if it is going to take more than 1.5 minutes or more than 2 minutes, then you come back to it. If it is requiring 2 minutes, say less, even if it is 1.5 or slightly higher, so I think you should solve it at the very juncture, at the very moment. I think this will be on YouTube, so you can watch it. Somebody's asked the question. I was late, so you can ABC. So I think this will be on YouTube after some time. I think 2 or 3 days, so you can watch it there. That itself is 20 minutes ka discussion. So I doubt that would be right. Namit, assuming they are done. Namit has got a question in the last slide. Where should we put this modules, coursewares? I am taking a liberty of assuming that their module is done. No, total assumption is that, by this time, I think you should have completed that. Everybody should have completed that. If not totally, I think, at least if somebody has started late, at least one practice exercise per topic, per chapter should be the target. At least one practice exercise. There are 1, 2, 3, or it goes as high as 5. But I think at least one should be the target. So when you are probably doing the revision, then you are completing the second or the other practice exercises. I think a lot of you can, take a test today itself. Just top of mind, this thought crossed my mind. आज ही जाके अगर एक sectional test लिखोगे with the whatever strategy we have discussed, whatever thought process I think I have passed on, it would be regrooving your this or creating a groove in your mind. So probably I think 40 minutes is not that bad. What is the time? It's not 8 yet. So I think you can write one test with whatever learning I think I passed. That would be good exercise. Okay, guys. So I think waiting for 20 more seconds. If there is a question, you can go ahead. Namit, there is an entire ABC strategy session, so you should go ahead and watch that. I think you have got the access to it, and I'm pretty sure you've got the access to it. Yes, Sanskar, correct. All right, guys. So logging out then. All the best.